Well, another day, another string install. Let's get after it. Hello and welcome back to the YouTube channel. MFJJ here with PodiumArcher.com, doing a string install on a Bowtech Reckoning 39 Gen 2 medium cam. These are probably one of the easier bows to do a string change on because it's just two cables and a string, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to take your time and be careful. So number one, measure your axle to axle, measure your brace height, take a bunch of pictures, pull out your phone, take a picture of the upper cam, lower cam, cable guard, vertical picture, the whole bit, right? That's really important that you take pictures. So if you screw something up or you can't remember how you took it off, you have an exact, easy example on what to do. This video is probably going to go pretty quick because it's, well, like I said, it's one of the easiest ones to do. Number one, you're going to take your string off. So you got your bow in your press, make sure your fingers are evenly touching either side, and then give it a whip. Till you got a little movement in the cables, then you can stop. We're looking for the string first here. You're always going to take one piece off at a time, okay? Don't take all three off and put all three on unless you consider yourself an expert, and don't make mistakes, don't screw anything up. So you're going to move the string first. You unhook one side, hook the other side on, one side, hook the other side on. It's pretty simple. You're looking for the little tail in there. See that little red piece? That's where the peep goes. These are gas strings, which is what we use on all these videos. There's probably a link in the bottom to purchase them if you're interested. Disconnect your bottom, hook on your bottom. Like I said, the way I tried to go through this with you is so it's easy for you to do it, it's harder to screw it up. Take off your top, unhook it, hook on your bottom. Now, if you're trying to reuse your strings and cables for something else in the future, or they're already broke in and you're putting a new set on, but you want to keep the broke-in set, you would want to take your paper clip that comes on your high-quality strings, if you don't drop it on the ground, and use the end loops. So hook the paper clip through this end loop and that end loop. That way when the string's sitting, it won't untwist. The amount of twist that's in the string will stay in the string, which is super important. All right, next thing, we're going to do a cable, and you're going to want to take the outside cable off and then the inside cable. You're going to have to do that because this is still a little tight. They hook to each other and you can't put one on without the other. So this part you're going to have to kind of take two off. So what I'm going to do first is take the bottom lower one off, slide it out till you hit the roller guard, and then pull off, and it should come right out. The string material comes out there. I'm going to set that on my pin, stick it through right there, just have it sit. Now I can get the other one off relatively easily. So I don't screw it up, I'm going to separate these two. Like I said, this is going to go pretty quick. This thing's all going to be done in like 5 minutes. Pull it out. Now, on these, one serving is going to be a little longer than the other, if you look at them. So I don't know how well you can see that. It stops right there versus stops right there. I'll put it on this one too. It stops right there versus stops right here. Okay, the shorter one goes on the left side of the cam because it's a shorter piece of wrap that goes through the cam assembly. That's where the cable pulls out from. That's where the cable goes into. So you're going to want to do this end on the outside, or the left side if it's a right-hand bow. So I'm going to go ahead and pull, let's see, this upper bottom one off, pull it all the way out of the roller, go ahead and drop it. Upper one's going to go, let's see, let me think about this. Because this flex is weird, I'm going to have to go into here to get it off because it goes around a peg, which can be a little tricky. So that cable's unhooked. That's my shorter section. So you're going to hook around into here and then bend it back and pop it in the groove, which is really hard to do because it's tight. Give it a good tug. All right. So you can see what I did here. I'll try to pick this up. See if I can flip that around real quick and look at it. So to get in here, it's really kind of difficult, but you got to make that bend around that piece and then roll the cam back forward like so. and then fold the cable over. It's a little tricky, but like I said, take a picture before you take it off. It's a heck of a lot easier. Hang on. There you go, yeah. It's a whole lot easier. So we're going to roll this cam back like that. I'm going to unhook it from there. Go through the roller where there's not any serving, because it's a lot easier to get through it. Pull the serving up and then hook it on the upper piece. And that one is connected. So that's one cable in. Yep, roll it around like that. So these cables are going to feel really short, because when you make a bend like that in a cable that's like a 90-degree bend, it's not going to fully seat until you put the load completely back on the bow. So it's going to feel like you probably have to press your bow press a little bit more to shorten it up a little. But it's really pretty simple. Okay, there we go. That's my shorter one, that's my longer one. So I'm going to go up to this end again, to the shorter end, and unfold it and unhook it. So we will go like so. I'm going to hold that in there. Fold it down until you get to there. Hook it and bend it back. Oops. So that's the hard part of the whole thing, getting it in there. There it goes. Pop it back in the groove. Give it some pressure. Come underneath the string so you don't end up twisted. Go where there's not serving. Go over to the flex guard. Draw it in. Then pull your cam back over and put it on the peg. A little red peg right there. And like I said, it's going to probably need to be pressed a little bit more. There we go. Hook it on there. Then you're going to want to look at everything really, really thoroughly. What will happen to you on these is it'll try to unseat over this little point right here. Once again, I'll pick this up. Okay, so it tries to unseat off of this right here when you first unpress the same thing right here. This really hard bend, it doesn't like it. So what you're going to have to do, flip you back around here. Sorry about my shoddy camera work. Pull on it really hard and make sure it's seating. Make sure when you pull on it, it gets heavier. It doesn't just pop off. Then let the pressure off. Now, whenever you get to this point and there's still a little load on here, give it a tug again. Make sure if something's not hooked on right, when you give it that tug, that string or cable, if it's not seated right, will pop off. And then you don't have it popping off when it's outside of the press and kablow, everything goes everywhere. There you go. So, at this point, once you get those back on there, that's when you measure your axle to axle and your brace height again. Make sure it lines up, and if they're a little off one way or the other, twist them accordingly. We will make a video on how to adjust string and cable lengths to correct for an axle to axle, long, short, etc. And we will also do a video on how to do wheel lean with every type of bow, now that we have an adequate amount of the Spot Hog laser tuner, so we actually can sell you the part you need to do it, because I get a lot of people asking me about that. So those videos are coming, but this is literally that easy. It took me all of like 5 minutes. I don't know what my count time is on there, if it even tells me, but we're at 8:28 and I've probably killed about a minute and a half. So this is one of the easiest bows to change strings and cables on, and a lot of the Bowtechs are like this. Now, when you get into this drive system right here where there's no top hats and no extra pieces, it goes so fast it's not even funny. From here, you tune your bow. You put your rest on your loop, time it, adjust your wheeling, run her through paper. It's that simple. Head on over to podiumarchery.com if you want to try to buy a set of strings and maybe some equipment for doing it yourself. We do sell all that stuff over there and usually do keep it in stock. We do stock the most common current stuff on gas, but we do also drop ship their product directly to your door. So if there's something unique or you have an older bow and you want to give it a try, you can go on our website and purchase it and it'll automatically drop ship right to you. It usually takes about 2 to 3 weeks, so something to think about if you want to give it a whirl. Let me know what you want to see or what you have questions about on these things, so as I start to continue making these videos, which I hope to do with just about every bow and every type, so you can have a little step-by-step process on how to install your strings and cables. And I know that was fast, but folks, these ones are super simple, super easy. Be a great one to try because it's kind of hard to screw up, to be honest. But let me know down below what you want to see and what I'm not providing in these videos. I really want to try to give you an easy-to-use process so you can feel comfortable doing this yourself. Like I said, we will cover tuning, we will cover wheeling, we will cover, anything else involved. But like I said, comment down below. Let me know what you're looking for. And if you want to help support our channel, we do sell stuff. That's kind of how we make money, which affords me the time and the ability to make these videos for you so you can better learn. So feel free to help support or not. Tell me I'm an idiot down below. Doesn't make much of a difference to me. Feel free. So hope you like what we're doing. We're going to keep sending it at you. Thanks a lot.